Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil 2 in hard mode, but I'm gonna tell you something that might be true or could be fake. But before we start, hit that like and subscribe button for more YouTube videos on the way, and let's begin. Okay, so you may know who Leon is. Yeah, I already told you another story about him, but this is another story that I hope I could forget about it. Fortunately, Leon, well, there was actually a story. Now, if you play this game, and spoiler alert, this game will spoil if you didn't play, so I recommend you play it first. Okay, um, when, well, there's like a endings, like there's a good ending, bad endings. The bad endings is if you die from the zombies. The good endings, you just make it alive. But there's a secret ending. Secret ending, it shows that they actually escape from the G virus William, and they all walk down the road. Yeah, I already played it. But I heard that there's another ending. It's called this the true ending. Not the good way. It has like red words on it, like blood. I thought this game was like kind of for rated M, so I was like, yeah, they will might have blood. But the thing I'm confused about is that why does it look so realistic? Why does it like look so real at first? At first I thought like maybe I'm just overthinking a lot. So I try to forget about it, but it keeps like coming back to my mind. And unfortunately, when Leon, it showed first it showed a cutscene. Everything went black and it turned to him. It showed him escaping from the zombies, blasting each one of them with his handgun Matilda. And then unfortunately, he he says these words. He says, "How long can I keep this nightmare from destroying the reality?" And then suddenly, Mr. X came out of nowhere. Leon took out his magnum gun. He shot him in the head a lot. He shot him like 3 bullets in the head, and he stopped them. Unfortunately, after that, Leon got surprised by a zombie, and he was about to take out his knife to take out the zombie, but the zombie unfortunately already bit him in the head. Well, technically in the neck. Now, when he bit him, Leon knows one thing. He's gonna become like how Marvin became. The officer turned to a zombie. Leon trying to look around the police station to see if there's an antidote. Probably like somewhere where he could probably use it and it might help him. And then later, Leon looked everywhere. Technically everywhere, but he couldn't find one. He tried to like somehow eat some herbs or first spray it in case he thinks that it would be taken out, but nothing worked. Leon then continued on knowing he can't just stay there and be whining about this thing that he cannot get rid of, so he just continues journey. As the more he started passing through time, the more he started to like change. His skin started to rot and fall off. His teeth were now like starting to chew himself, like, which is kind of weird. And he looks like his eyes is changing, like one of his eye colors are changing. Leon unfortunately made it down to the sewer boss battle where he meets William. But right before Leon could take out his handgun, he noticed that he's starting to change a lot. And then William unfortunately was kind of tougher than him because, well, I mean, like, Leon is turning to a zombie, which it will be harder for him to take out William if he can't focus that much. William grabbed him, and then Leon tried to shoot him in the head, but he couldn't see that much due to the eye changing color. And then William grabbed him, like he threw him on the floor. I can hear a huge slam. And unfortunately, he grabbed Leon and started slamming him everywhere. I thought, like, wow, this must be sad. And then Leon unfortunately couldn't do anything about it. He was dying due to the infection and the attacking of William. William then grabbed the pipe that he had in his hand. He took a huge swing in the air and he smashed it onto Leon's face. There was a noise. It sounded like a skull cracking, which was really disturbing. And for somehow Leon died. Even if he defeated William and William went away, he still would turn to one of those things. And then the cutscene ended, and it said "You are dead," but this time old-fashioned, like when those red words come by. The cutscene later lost static, and it went to Claire with Sherry. Now Claire was with Sherry, helping her to find a way to get out of the lab. That's when suddenly William came by, attacked them. He grabbed Claire by the neck. Claire used her grenade launcher to like blast. She used a grenade launcher to blast the fire to William's face, which he let go of her. He told Sherry to run and like get out here, but Sherry was kind of worried about Claire because William was her dad and he was gonna kill her if she can't stop him. Later, it showed that Claire was running with Sherry away from William. William was a fast guy, so he was technically very fast. He was after them like a crazy person. Like he was running so weird. Like he doesn't run like just like following you, trying to hit you everywhere. He runs after them like he's a mad person, like arms swinging in the air, and he's making loud noises. He says this to Sherry like, "Come back, come to your dad." Now, unfortunately, Claire knows that this isn't Sherry's father. It's just a mutated virus that's trying to get Sherry's attention. She told Sherry to get out here. Sherry about to say something, but Claire pushed her into a room and locked the door. As Sherry watched Claire trying to shoot Mr. Williams with her grenade launcher, she was having a hard time. But unfortunately, she couldn't stop him in time. But before she put the acid vial inside of it, he grabbed her by the head and then he threw it against the wall, which we heard a huge crack sound. Unfortunately, Sherry didn't know what to do. She was really scared, and if she tried to fight back, she'll get herself killed. And unfortunately, what she saw would never leave her mind to this day. It showed Williams grabbing Claire by the arm and by the leg and pulling her away from each other. And then suddenly, we just saw he ripped her apart. Everything fell. Her entire organisms, her heart, her stomach, her everything fell on the floor in front of Sherry. Sherry felt disgusted and wanted to cry and vomit due to what she's seen. But she knows if she makes a sound, William will come after her. Technically, William must have saw her and go to the door and start banging on it. Now, since Sherry's a little girl, she doesn't know what to do. She started crying and yelling at him to go away. But he managed to break down the door. He grabbed his daughter and he put that virus inside of her. 5 hours later, she was infected. She started to eat Claire's remainings, which she would never do, but she couldn't control it no more. Unfortunately, this was technically what's supposed to happen, but Capcom kind of deleted it out. They deleted the true ending, not the good ending, the bad ending. Suddenly, the screen went to static, and it shows Ada. It shows her that she was escaping from the zombies and from the zombie dogs, that she didn't know what else to do, but suddenly, just before she can do anything, a licker was right behind her, and she didn't make a noise, she didn't scream or anything, she just looked at his eyes. She knows that if she makes a noise, that thing will grab her and kill her. She wanted to scream at the same time, but she didn't know how, due to the liquor right in front of her. And she thought that things couldn't get worse, but she was wrong. Right when she turned around, she saw Mr. X coming towards her, behind her. And she knows that if she doesn't move, the liquor and Mr. X will kill her. So she took a chance and ran. She passed the liquor, shot him in the head, which it slowed him down a little bit, but not barely. And then Mr. X was right behind her, like literally right behind her. That she was running as fast as she can. Now the weird thing is that she actually looks scared on her face. Like, instead of just being calm and cool, she just looked so scared, like she was actually afraid to die. She was running as fast as she can. And unfortunately, she managed to like get away from the liquor Mr. X by going to another room. But due to the monsters that is all over the place, she couldn't understand why does this have to happen to her. Why couldn't it be someone else? Right before she thought more about it, she saw something jumped in front of her in that room with her, and it was her boyfriend. Now the weird thing is her boyfriend's actually at the mansion, exploded, but in the true ending it shows that her boyfriend actually was in the Raccoon City, infected. She said John, the dead human zombie who was about to eat her, was coming towards her slowly, and she pointed her handgun at him, but she doesn't know what to do. She wanted to shoot and live, but that was her love. She loved him so much that she didn't know what to do. Unfortunately, John managed to grab her and bite her in the neck. Since she was weaker than him, he unfortunately had the chance to like push her down on the floor, and he bit her on the neck more. She started to beg him that this isn't you, this is not what you're meant to do. But John somehow didn't listen. He keep biting her. Well, he keep biting her remainings out of her neck. As she was about to die, she instantly noticed that there was nothing she could have done. After that, the screen just turned to like static again, and it shows all the remaining survivors just dead. Like we had no idea what was happening. Unfortunately, the survivors who was dead were all in the RPD, and each of them showed that they were all being burned alive by some random person. And at the end, it showed that the RPD exploded. Unfortunately, I have no idea what this was supposed to be. I thought this was just maybe a bad ending. But when people started to discuss about it on public, unfortunately, Capcom sent a message that says that we weren't supposed to find that out. That this was supposed to be like a hidden secret. Unfortunately, Capcom was actually supposed to reveal that for a bad ending. But since people liked Resident Evil 2, they couldn't. Technically, they were actually gonna place that for the true ending, which it was gonna show all of them were dead and stuff like that. But Capcom deleted it and replaced it with the train about defeating William and surviving. And right before the video ended, there was one more static, and it showed a dark hallway with dead corpse around it. And then I was staring at it, I was kind of like confused what this supposed to was this supposed to mean. Suddenly, someone jumped at the screen, a jump scare, and almost gave me like a heart attack. The person started yelling like, "You failed, you fell, your soul is no longer gonna be free." Later, it showed he dragged all the bodies of the dead humans. He started to like devour on the body, like eat it alive. And the thing is, he's a human, not a zombie. After that, the screen went to static, and everything went black screen. And the red word says, "You are dead." And then that's where the story ended. So technically, they were supposed to release that for the true ending, but it was way too horrifying to watch it, so they changed it to a good ending. My one question is, why did Capcom make this? Wasn't they supposed to make an ending where the characters actually make it? Or what can they be hiding? Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember to hit that like and subscribe button for more creepypastas or YouTube videos on my channel. Bye, see ya.